Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or whenever you may find me. Happy Saturday, September 14th. Our author today is Karen Huge, and she'll be analyzing 2 Kings 5:14. He went down and dipped himself in the Jordan 7 times, as the man of God had told him. Good kanji, which is like a rice. Jacqueline's best-selling dish at her food stall was her kanji. She stirred the rice porridge very carefully until it had a smooth consistency. So she was startled when a regular customer said, "Your kanji tastes different. The texture isn't as fine." Jocelyn's new assistant had prepared it this time and explained why it was different. "I didn't stir it as long as the recipe said, since that's how I do it at home. I also added more sesame oil. In my opinion, it tastes better that way." She had decided to ignore the recipe and do it her own way instead. This is how sometimes response to God's instructions, instead of fully obeying his commands, as given in Scripture, I subject them to my own opinions and proceed that way. Nehemiah, the commander of the Syrian army, was on the verge of making a similar mistake. On receiving God's instruction through the prophet Ishmael to wash himself in the Jordan so his leprosy would be healed, the proud soldier got angry. He had his own expectations for how his need ought to be addressed, believing his opinion was superior to God's commander. His servants, however, convinced him to listen to Ishmael's words. As a result, Nehemiah was healed. When we do things God's way, we experience a peace that is indescribable. Let's work with him to fulfill his purposes. Dear God, please help me to obey you in full, for your command far surpasses my opinion. Now, a couple questions for us to all think about. How do you allow your opinions to compromise your obedience to God? How does this affect his work in your life? Wow, where do I even start? A lot of us run by ego, and a lot of times I do leave God out on the outside of when either I'm creating or when I'm acting in my life. And I know I need to include him, because if I'm walking with God, you're either walking with God or you're not. I'm walking with God. I need to walk with him always. And all it does is improve my life. So I just need to remember to do that. Happy Saturday, everybody, and God bless.